an intro into the mission and the vision of the institute.
As the mission director cannot be lost international directors.
Okay.
And it came in 93 in the UK. At that, it was important corporate mission. The various organizations be total of the sector country. That's for anybody. And they now decided that while you have various professional institutes, like you have the legal institutes, bodies, you have the accounting bodies, architectural bodies, and so on. When you become a director of a company, you require a special skill in the act of management. So you need to be specially trained for that. The fact that you are a first-class banker doesn't make you a good manager of a business.
Okay.
And so on and so forth. Even an accountant, it does not make you an expert in the art of managing and running a company. So it became important in the eyes of then British government to try to establish this, but it was, in fact, instigated by the private sector. In 1983, this directors came to Nigeria. Then it was a branch of the UK Institute. We maintained the same philosophy and the same principles, and these are the principles that are maintained worldwide. So the mission and vision of the Institute is to put in place high quality, high caliber directors to run corporate organizations, who in turn will make those organizations successful, maintaining the highest level of integrity and probity.
Well, I'd like you to to tell us what's the difference between a director and a manager? Because the average man on the street, once I have 25,000 naira and I set up my outfit, I put Director General on my managing director. Yes, actually, that's a very, very interesting question, because for the viewer it's very important. This kind of message we're trying to get across. The first, when you set up a company, however big or large the company is, there must be 3 tiers. The first tier, the most important and most powerful, should be by law, are the shareholders, those who have invested, those who have taken the risk. Then in turn, it's possible that you have about 100 shareholders. 100 of them cannot sit on the board to guide the company. So among themselves, they select 2, 3, 4, 5 people who on their behalf, to protect their investment, will operate around the company and report back to them annually at their annual general meeting. Then they in turn, the directors that have been so appointed, and some of them could come from outside incidentally, they doesn't have to be a shareholder. But if you think the person has something to bring on board, you bring the person on. Then the third stage are the managers. So it's the directors who appoint the managers. Okay.
So in actual fact, the managers wear a cap of managing the day-to-day operations of the company.
Okay. The
directors put in place those principles and policies of the company in broad outline to ensure that, and keep an eye on the managers to make sure that they stay in the straight and narrow. And the directors annually report to the shareholders, who have the right to kick them out. In other words, shareholders appoint directors, directors appoint managers. That's the situation.
Mr. Nwachukwu, the publicist, and many professional organizations and institutes in Nigeria seem to enjoy a lot more visibility, than the Institute of Directors. Is this a strategic decision on the part of the institute?
On that note, I want to say something here very clearly. The institute is one institute that takes a lot of decisions, considering the council of elders of the institute. By so doing, there's several meetings which, of course, goes behind the scene. And for that, we try as much as very possible to come up with something, at a time when it's very, very important and, of course, necessary. So we often don't come out, just ordinarily to, because I understand where we're going, talking about the publicity angle of it.
Exactly. So
we do just come out, when we don't have something to offer, to the Nigerian public in terms of information dissemination. Then that as it is, if you have been following the Institute's activities, over time, you will recall that we host these, it used to be Wednesday events, every Wednesdays, every last Wednesday of every month. But now we've made it every last Thursday of the month. So there we interact with some very big policymakers in the country, you know, alongside with the public, where, you know, actually we call it, you know, an evening, you know, the Institute evening, you know, with members, the public, and some very big officials in society. So this we do, you know, as much, and then really, you know, the media practitioners as well, you know, to capture whatever that's being done there, and then disseminate that as well. So the point is that